Hi, my name's Tim Hilterman with Whitcomb and Hess CPAs and Financial Advisors. We've been really busy trying to gather all of this new information that's coming out available to small businesses. Today, I want to talk about business loans and what you should do today and where you should go to take advantage of some of these resources. I have Neil Hinkle on here. He's a CPA and a partner of the firm here. Neil, why don't we jump right in? Describe the two main loans available to us and kind of some of the features and benefits of those.
Sure. There's two main loans that you want to be considering as a small business owner right now. One of them is a disaster loan directly from the SBA, and the second is a payroll protection loan, and that would be directly from a lender. So if you could go to your bank for that one. The disaster loan is available now. You can go to the SBA.gov website and fill out an application. It's fairly simple. And as part of that disaster loan, you can get $10,000 grant potentially in 3 days. And then you could also work with them to get additional funding over the next couple of weeks to help out with this disaster that's been declared. And also the payroll protection loan is available. As I said, that one was part of the CARES Act, and that one would be directly from a bank, but those banks are still trying to figure out how to develop these programs and exactly what they're going to need. But we've been working with banks here at Whitcomb and Hess, and we have a few lists of what they're looking or expecting to require for these loans. And the really cool part about these loans there's a huge forgiveness piece to them. So you can have the loans forgiven as long as you're using those funds for payroll and rent and utilities and mortgage interest. So you can get those costs forgiven and essentially make that loan a grant as well. Now, there's some interplay between the two in terms of restrictions on it, but if you go get a disaster loan to kind of cover costs now, you get that $10,000 grant as part of that disaster loan forgiven. That will reduce the forgiveness from the bank, so you can't double dip, but at the end of the day, you'll be able to get some forgiveness on both. I think that the payroll protection loan is still in the works, as I said, so we're trying to stay on top of what's coming from the banks there in terms of what you need, but you could start collecting things so that you're ready for that application when they're ready.
Okay, so help me out. If I'm shut down and if I'm in dire need of some money today, where should I go immediately to help me through this time? Is it the disaster loan or the payroll protection?
Yeah, I feel like if you're in a situation where you've been hit pretty hard by revenue losses here during this time, I would probably go ahead and do the SBA direct loan. That's the disaster loan. So go to the SBA website and do that application, and then you'll work with their people to figure out how much you need. You'll be able to get that 10,000 grant right away. So potentially you fill it out today, you might have it Friday or Monday, and be able to get that cash right away and get going, get some help, and then follow that up later on, maybe analyze and see whether you should get the payroll protection loan as well.
Okay, and as far as strategy, are there any, if I'm shut down right now and I'm expecting to reopen in a couple of weeks, what should I do as far as timing? Is it important, or should I just go out and try to apply for both of these today and get them going?
Yeah, I think the payroll protection loan is going to be critical to look at the timing on that. If you're currently shut down and you go get the loan today or as soon as they're ready, then the following 8 weeks, the next 8 weeks, they're going to look at that time period and see how much of that loan will be forgiven. And again, it's based on the expenses you have during that 8 weeks, and payroll is going to be one of the largest expenses during that time. So if you have no employees working right now, or for sure in April while we're still kind of looking at being shut down here, you won't have any payroll costs in April to use to be forgiven. So it may be better to actually defer and wait to apply to that loan right before you're getting ready to open back up, so that you can maximize that forgiveness piece by having higher payroll costs.
Okay, well, that really helps. It's kind of hard to sort all these things out.
Sure.
I mean, to that point, there's also something called a retention credit that's available to you. Are these the same? Can they all pile on each other, or is there anything that you need to be careful of as far as those things?
Yeah, the CARES Act also had an employee retention credit available, and so employers can take advantage of that. We will have another video that will kind of dive into the details of that, but at a high level, you want to be careful because getting a loan will preclude you from being able to use the credit. So if you get the loan, you can't use the credit, and the credit actually could be better for some people if you have an extended period that might stretch over a couple quarters of revenue losses due to this COVID situation, then you may want to look at not getting a loan, but actually using the credit. So you just have to do the math on that. We've been helping clients work through that and kind of analyze whether the loan's better or whether the credit's a better way to go. But yeah, they are exclusive of each other. You can't use both.
Okay, wow. Take it to another level. It's pretty confusing, but there is a
Yeah.
lot out there. Are there any other limitations to be aware of, or any other cautions that you would mention?
Yeah, I think I might have mentioned it already, but just in case I haven't, the amount of forgiveness that you get on the disaster loan, should you go apply for one of those, would reduce the amount of forgiveness that you would get on the payroll protection loan. So just be aware that there's that limitation. So if you don't need cash immediately, like I was saying before, and you're like, I could wait a week or two, you might want to just wait, go with the payroll protection loan, as that will be able to um, provide you with, the same amount of forgiveness.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing is there's a lot available out there, but there's also some important strategy that you want to consider when considering what your options are and applying, even as far as timing and things like that. We here at Whitcomb and Hess are helping our clients do that. We've developed some resources internally here. We also have a website available to you. It's whitcomb.com/COVID-19. Please jump on there. Let us know if there's anything else that is worrying you or that you're considering, and if we can help you out with those things. Neil, thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for more videos.